Well, we're always trying to innovate and add more quality to the games and add cool new features based on the IP, but in some respects we don't want to reinvent the wheel because the wheel's already really good. I think we add cool things to the games that we make. Obviously the Force is awakening in The Force Awakens, so there's perhaps less emphasis on the Force and more emphasis on these battles with blasters.
One thing you see through the film is just the variety of different weapons.
Yeah.
So you see how Chewie's bowcaster fires, and it's drastically different to the way Han or Finn's blaster would fire. You know, different colour blasters, different styles, different rates of fire. That's one thing we really want to pick up on.
Yeah, so yeah, for the first time we've got sections in the game where you go into cover and you pop in and out of cover shooting with your blaster, and it also allows us to be a bit more cinematic in some cases as well, so we can show off ships crashing or ships flying by and firing down upon you. So you have to go through the cover sections. Yeah, it's something that you have to progress through. We're still looking into that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Since you have an optional cover in certain places, it's we've recently done focus testing with a wide age range of people, and that gave us some things to work on, which is always useful.
There's no true peril in the LEGO games because of the sort of unlimited lives,
so mild
respawn.
peril.
Mild peril, yeah. If you chose not to go into cover, there's no sort of prompt to get you into a blaster battle.
Yeah.
Whereas we see them more as sort of epic set-piece moments with sort of hordes of stormtroopers, big turrets, vehicles, etc.
Well, the other thing I'm really excited about, and I think everybody that plays the game is this new way of building that we've introduced, which is called multi-builds. You probably recall in the first LEGO Star Wars games you used to hold the use button and you would just automatically build something. That's remained sort of a stock of all the games really, and you can still do that in LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, but now you can also smash those objects again in some situations and then rebuild them into other options. That gives us lots of cool new ways to let the player sort of experiment with the LEGO. So an example of that is, in one situation you might have a means to get up to a new area where there's a mini kit to collect, such as a trampoline, but then you can smash that trampoline and build, say, a lift on the other side, which helps you progress through the level. So there's that sort of thing.
Yeah, and then other instances there can be two entirely different outcomes to a puzzle based on what you've done. We
wanted to introduce choice. Obviously choice is a good thing, and the other really cool thing that multi-builds gives us is the ability to introduce slightly more complex puzzles. So a very simple example would be something's on fire, you've got certain things you can build and a source of water, and you need to get the water to the fire by building the things in the right order.
Yeah.
So
there's other puzzles that the multi-builds let us do that we haven't been able to do before with single option building, is, you know, timed objects.
Yeah.
Sort of having to break something and rebuild it into something to get power across to a new area. And it just plays on the whole concept of sort of Lego, actually building with Lego, you know. When you build with Lego bricks, you would build a car that you can then turn into a rocket, that you can turn into a plane.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the questions that's always kind of gets asked, isn't it? Like, when you build a Lego object, why can't we smash it again and build it into something else?
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to try and give to people with multi-builds.
I'd say there's definitely more puzzles in this game overall because of what the multi-builds bring. We've looked at Force from the previous Lego games. It's a really fun, cool sort of mechanic to be able to have fun with in the game, and our sort of take on it in this one is we've introduced just a slightly more control. So now you take control of something with the Force and you push in a certain direction and it will move it into that place.
Yeah, it feels a lot more connected, that you're manipulating the object with the Force as opposed to just holding down a button and watching a sequence play out. We obviously always try and iterate on every game we make.
Yeah.
Working on another Star Wars title is a really good sort of benchmark of, it was the first Lego title we did of this style.
Yeah.
And then to come back to it and see it now in 2016, see how far we've come since then. We're
back to where it all started 10 years ago, which is just a huge privilege and a huge amount of fun as well, I'd say.